The first two rounds of the 2011 NHL Draft were loaded with young talent as teams looked to find future All-Stars to add to their lineups. However, there was arguably no better selection than the Tampa Bay Lightning drafting superstar sniper Nikita Kucherov with the 58th pick overall. But who were the 57 players drafted before him, and how could so many teams not see the phenomenal potential in Kucherov? In today's video, we'll be going over all 57 players drafted before Kucherov and how their careers have panned out thus far. Let's dive in. With the first overall pick in the 2011 NHL Draft, the Edmonton Oilers drafted Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and he's been a stalwart performer for them. Primarily occupying the middle of the ice, Nugent-Hopkins is revered for his adept playmaking skills and robust two-way game. Despite occasional fluctuations in offensive output, he remains a pivotal figure for the Oilers, often finding himself on the team's top lines, anchoring their gameplay with his consistent presence. At pick number 2, the Colorado Avalanche took Gabriel Landeskog, who swiftly ascended to prominence. His rapid rise saw him assume the role of captain in just his second NHL season, earning the distinction as the youngest captain in league history at the time. Revered for his leadership qualities, Landeskog's physicality and offensive contributions have solidified his status as a cornerstone player for the Avalanche. Next, at pick number 3, Jonathan Huberdeau's journey in the NHL has been marked by a steady ascent to stardom since being drafted by the Florida Panthers. Since winning the Calder Trophy as the league's top rookie in 2013, Huberdeau has continued to shine brightly, particularly with his exceptional offensive prowess. Now a member of the Calgary Flames, Huberdeau is looking to find the same offensive momentum he once had in South Florida. Adam Larsson's career trajectory took a significant turn when he was drafted by the New Jersey Devils 4th overall in 2011. Now with the Kraken, Larsson has evolved into a dependable defenseman, celebrated for his defensive acumen and physicality on the ice, providing stability and toughness. Pick number 5 went to the New York Islanders, who took Ryan Strome. Despite showcasing glimpses of offensive brilliance, Strome has struggled to consistently meet the lofty expectations associated with his draft pedigree. His career has seen him don the jerseys of multiple teams, including the Islanders, Edmonton Oilers, New York Rangers, and currently the Anaheim Ducks. Mika Zibanejad's trajectory in the NHL has seen him blossom into a star center since being selected 6th overall by the Ottawa Senators. His journey took a new turn when he was traded to the New York Rangers in 2016, where he has consistently dazzled fans with his impressive offensive numbers, further solidifying his status as a key player in the NHL. Meanwhile, Mark Scheifele's ascent to stardom began when the Winnipeg Jets took him 7th overall in 2011. Recognized for his innate offensive instincts, exceptional hockey sense, and unwavering dedication to honing his craft, Scheifele has consistently ranked among the league's top scorers. His pivotal role for the Winnipeg Jets underscores his importance as a linchpin of the team's success. At pick number 8, the Philadelphia Flyers scooped up Sean Couturier. Known for his impeccable defensive play, face-off prowess, and ability to neutralize opposing teams' top lines, Couturier's contributions extend beyond his defensive duties. He has also proven to be a valuable asset offensively, while his leadership qualities have made him a cornerstone of the Flyers roster. Dougie Hamilton's evolution into one of the NHL's top defensemen traces back to being taken 9th overall by the Boston Bruins in 2011. Known for his offensive skills, exemplified by his powerful shot from the point, Hamilton's defensive prowess is equally formidable. His journey has taken him through multiple teams, including the Calgary Flames, Carolina Hurricanes, and currently the New Jersey Devils. Rounding out the top 10, the Minnesota Wild selected Jonas Brodin. Known for his fluid skating, solid positional play, and ability to log significant minutes against top opponents, Brodin's defensive reliability is top-notch, making him a valuable asset on the blue line for the Wild. Duncan Siemens, drafted by the Colorado Avalanche with pick number 11, has faced challenges establishing himself as a regular NHL player. Despite his potential, Siemens has spent most of his professional career in the AHL, with limited opportunities at the NHL level, struggling to secure a permanent roster spot. At pick 12, the Carolina Hurricanes drafted Ryan Murphy. While displaying glimpses of offensive talent, Murphy has grappled with consistency in production at the NHL level. His career has seen him shuffle between the NHL and AHL, and he now finds himself playing pro in Austria. Sven Baertschi's NHL career has been marked by highs and lows since being drafted 13th overall in 2011 by the Calgary Flames. Despite demonstrating flashes of offensive prowess, Baertschi has battled inconsistency and injuries throughout his career. He has donned jerseys for multiple teams, including the Flames, Canucks, and currently finds himself playing in Switzerland. Taken 14th overall, Jamie Alexiak has carved a niche for himself as a physical defenseman in the NHL since being drafted by the Dallas Stars. Known for his imposing size, strength, and willingness to engage physically, Alexiak has been a formidable presence on the ice for the Seattle Kraken, his current team. Next, the New York Rangers picked up JT Miller at number 15. Miller consistently showcases his offensive skills, hockey IQ, and adaptability to various roles, becoming a valuable asset for his current team, the Vancouver Canucks, who are in the midst of a breakout season. Joel Armia's evolution in the NHL started by being selected 16th overall by the Buffalo Sabres in 2011. Recognized for his defensive skill, physicality, and sporadic offensive contributions, Armia has cemented his place in the league, now with the Montreal Canadiens. With the 17th overall pick, the Montreal Canadiens drafted Nathan Beaulieu. Although he has demonstrated flashes of offensive talent, Beaulieu has grappled with consistency in production at the NHL level. His career has seen him suit up for the Habs, Sabres, Jets, and he's now currently playing in Switzerland. Mark McNeil, drafted 18th overall by the Chicago Blackhawks, encountered challenges in securing a regular NHL role. His professional career has largely been spent in the AHL. He spent the last 5 years playing overseas for various clubs. Oscar Klefbom has been a rock-solid defenseman for the Edmonton Oilers since being drafted by them 19th overall in 2011. Renowned for his smooth skating, potent shot from the point, and versatility in all game situations, Klefbom has been a dependable contributor when healthy, despite facing injury setbacks throughout his career. At pick number 20, the Arizona Coyotes selected dependable defenseman Connor Murphy. Known for his physicality, shot-blocking prowess, and defensive abilities, Murphy has been a solid D-man for his now current team, the Chicago Blackhawks. Stefan Noesen has faced challenges in establishing himself as a permanent fixture in the NHL since being taken 21st overall by the Ottawa Senators. His career has predominantly unfolded in the AHL, although he seems to have found a place in Carolina with the Hurricanes. Next, we have Tyler Biggs at pick 22 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Unfortunately for Leaf fans, this was a swing and miss. Biggs has never played a game in the NHL and has bounced back and forth from the AHL and ECHL since being drafted. Joe Morrow, drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins at pick number 23, provided depth on the blue line for various NHL teams throughout his career. However, he hasn't played a game in the NHL since 2019 and currently finds himself playing in the EIHL. At pick number 24, we have yet another Senators selection, Matt Puempel. Puempel's professional career has taken him through various teams since being drafted. Predominantly playing in the AHL, Puempel has had limited opportunities to showcase his skills at the NHL level and currently finds himself playing in Europe. Following the Sens were the Toronto Maple Leafs, who grabbed Stuart Percy with the 25th overall pick. Hindered by injuries and a struggle to secure a consistent spot on an NHL roster, Percy's career has primarily unfolded in the AHL and in various European leagues, another miss for the boys in blue. Drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks 26th overall, Phillip Danault has emerged as a pivotal two-way center in the NHL. Renowned for his defensive prowess, proficiency in faceoffs, and offensive contributions, Danault is in his third year with the LA Kings, where he has become an integral part of their lineup. With the 27th overall selection in 2011, the Tampa Bay Lightning grabbed versatile forward Vladislav Namestnikov. Recognized for his sneaky offensive skills, defensive reliability, and adaptability in various roles, Namestnikov has donned the jerseys of multiple NHL teams, including the Lightning, New York Rangers, Ottawa Senators, and currently finds himself in Winnipeg with the Jets. Next, Zach Phillips, taken 28th by the Minnesota Wild. Phillips has faced challenges in establishing himself as a regular NHL player since draft day. His career has largely unfolded in the AHL and ECHL, with limited opportunities at the NHL level. At pick number 29, the Vancouver Canucks scooped up Oshawa General standout Nicklas Jensen. This pick never really panned out for the Canucks, however, with most of Jensen's best seasons coming while playing in the KHL. Finally, rounding out the first round with pick number 30, the Anaheim Ducks drafted forward Rickard Rakell. Rakell has emerged as a skilled forward in the NHL since being drafted. Known for his solid offensive game, versatility, and ability to thrive in various roles, Rakell was a significant contributor to the Ducks' offensive output before being traded to Pittsburgh in 2021. Kicking off the second round, the Edmonton Oilers selected David Musil with the 31st overall selection. Regarded for his defensive skills and physicality, Musil spent most of his time in North America, playing in the AHL before making the jump to pro hockey overseas in 2017. Next, we have Ty Rattie at pick number 32 to the St. Louis Blues. Rattie's pro hockey journey has seen him suit up in various leagues, including the NHL, AHL, and European circuits. Despite showcasing glimpses of offensive promise, Rattie was never able to secure a consistent spot on an NHL roster. Pick number 33 in 2011 went to the Florida Panthers, who drafted Rocco Grimaldi. Grimaldi has carved out a niche for himself as a depth forward in the NHL while putting up respectable numbers in the AHL. Known for his swift skating and offensive capabilities, Grimaldi currently suits up for the Chicago Wolves in the AHL. Scott Mayfield has cemented himself as a dependable defenseman for the New York Islanders since being taken 34th overall by them in 2011. He's earned praise for his physicality and defensive awareness and is an integral component of the Islanders' blue line. Pick number 35 went to the Detroit Red Wings, who selected Thomas Jurco. Jurco's NHL tenure has been marked by sporadic successes and difficulties in securing a permanent roster spot. He's spent the last 4 years playing overseas and currently suits up for HC Davos in Switzerland. Next, the Chicago Blackhawks took Adam Clendening with the 36th pick. His career has predominantly played out in the AHL, supplemented by short stints in the NHL, and now finds himself playing in Sweden. Following up the Blackhawks with pick number 37, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets hitting a home run with Boone Jenner. Jenner's tenure in the NHL has been defined by his relentless work ethic, physical presence, and adaptability to various roles within the Jackets lineup. Known for his contributions across all facets of the game, Jenner remains an indispensable asset to the team's roster. With the 38th pick overall in 2011, the Nashville Predators drafted Magnus Hellberg, a goaltender hailing from Sweden. However, despite his relatively high draft position, Hellberg's NHL career has been limited, with the majority of his professional experience garnered in the AHL and European leagues. In a draft rarity, at pick number 39, we have back-to-back goalies being taken, with John Gibson being selected by the Anaheim Ducks. Gibson has ascended to become one of the premier goaltenders in the league. Despite the Ducks' roster fluctuations and recent challenges, Gibson has remained a steadfast presence, solidifying his status as a cornerstone player for the franchise. Next up, at pick number 40, Alexander Kucherov goes to the Boston Bruins. Kucherov had a cup of tea with the Bruins in 2013 and 2015, but has predominantly spent his playing days in the AHL and is currently in the KHL. Dmitry Yaskin, a power forward chosen 41st overall by the St. Louis Blues in 2011, didn't really live up to expectations. Following his tenure with the Blues, Yaskin ventured to the KHL, where he thrived with Moscow Dynamo, showcasing his offensive capabilities and emerging as a top scorer for the team. At pick number 42, the Carolina Hurricanes drafted shifty forward Victor Rask. Rask had a solid run in the NHL from 2014 to 2022, putting up respectable point totals before moving on to play in Switzerland. Following up the Canes with pick number 43 was the Chicago Blackhawks, who nabbed Brandon Saad. Saad emerged as a pivotal forward known for his imposing size, speed, and goal-scoring ability. With multiple Stanley Cup victories under his belt as a member of the Blackhawks, Saad has solidified his status as a key contributor in the NHL. Brett Ritchie, brother of former NHLer Nick Ritchie, was selected 44th overall to the Dallas Stars in 2011. Known for his imposing stature and physical style of play, he made his presence felt as a forward in the NHL for over a decade before recently moving on to play in the KHL. Following up Ritchie was Marcus Granlund with the 45th overall pick to the Calgary Flames. Primarily known for his defensive play and proficiency in penalty-killing situations, he carved out a nice career for himself as a forward in the NHL before shifting to pro hockey overseas. Next, we have Joel Edmondson being taken 46th overall to the St. Louis Blues, a very solid pick. Since being drafted, he has cemented his reputation as a robust and dependable presence on the blue line. Edmondson's tenure with the Blues was highlighted by his defensive tenacity, particularly during the team's Stanley Cup winning campaign in 2019. At pick number 47, Matt Nieto goes to the San Jose Sharks. Nieto has made his mark as a swift and defensively responsible forward in the NHL. Nieto's speed and defensive awareness have made him a valuable asset on the ice for numerous teams. With the 48th overall selection in 2011, the Detroit Red Wings grabbed defenseman Xavier Ouellet. Praised for his defensive prowess and leadership qualities, Ouellet has mainly bounced around the AHL since being drafted, with a few stints in the NHL with the Wings and Habs. Up next, we have Christopher Gibson going to the LA Kings at pick number 49, the third goalie drafted in the first two rounds. This pick, however, never really worked out for the Kings, having played most of his career in the AHL and now finds himself in Finland. With the 50th overall selection, the New York Islanders picked Johan Sundstrom. Sundstrom played mainly in the AHL and had 11 games with the Islanders before making the move to pro hockey overseas in 2015. Pick 51 went to the Arizona Coyotes, who quickly grabbed forward Alexander Ruutu. This pick was not so fruitful for the Yotes, however, as Ruutu has never played a game in the NHL. Mika Salomaki, drafted by the Nashville Predators 52nd overall, swiftly made his presence felt in the NHL with his physical style of play. Despite sporadic NHL appearances, Salomaki currently plays in Switzerland, showcasing his tenacity and occasional offensive prowess on the ice. William Karlsson, originally drafted by the Anaheim Ducks 53rd overall in the 2011 draft, embarked on his NHL journey during the 2014-15 season. However, it was with the Vegas Golden Knights that Karlsson truly made his mark in the league. His unexpected rise to stardom with the Golden Knights has defined his NHL career, showcasing his prowess as a skilled forward capable of scoring goals while maintaining a strong two-way game. Next, we have Scott Harrington, taken 54th by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Harrington cemented his status as a reliable presence in the NHL for many years, particularly known for his defensive play and shot-blocking abilities. Ryan Sproul, drafted by the Detroit Red Wings 55th overall, saw limited opportunity to play in the NHL. Despite this, Sproul has found success outside the NHL, notably with the KHL's Kunlun Red Star, where he showcased his offensive capabilities and contributed to his team's defensive efforts. At pick number 56, Lucas Lessio goes to the Arizona Coyotes. While his NHL career may not have reached the heights initially expected after a stellar junior career, Lessio has remained active in professional hockey, competing at the pro level overseas since 2016. And finally, we have Tyler Wotherspoon, chosen 57th overall by the Calgary Flames. While his NHL opportunities have been limited, Wotherspoon's contributions at the AHL level underscore his value as a solid defenseman and a reliable presence on the blue line. And there you have it. Those are the 57 players drafted before Nikita Kucherov, and how their careers have panned out so far. So, how would you redraft the top 10 picks in 2011? Does Kucherov go first overall? Let us know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more videos.